Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Night Wealth Mindset and MSI webinar. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Looks like we got people jumping on all over the place. If you want to type in the chat on Facebook where you're coming from, be good to see where you're coming from. And we're going to get started in about 5 minutes. And again, guys, tonight, this is a no one gets left behind webinar. We got some, fairly serious things happening with the economy right now. And we're looking to just really get some information out, help people navigate the land. And if you want to share this, host a watch party, things of that nature, feel free to set that up. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes here. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to the Sunday Night Wealth Mindset and Multiple Revenue Stream Home-Based Business Webinar. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. I see people are jumping on. Again, if you want to share this or host a watch party, really trying to get this information out to everybody, because a lot of people are just really panicking because of the media and the news, and they're looking for looking for answers. We're going to try and help answer some of that stuff, and also try to help people really navigate the economy coming up. So if you want to share this, you want to host a watch party, we'll give you guys a couple of minutes to do that. We'll get started in about a couple of minutes here. All right, all right. Welcome everybody. Happy Sunday night. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. We're going to get started. The reason why I wanted to pull this webinar together tonight is a lot of people are really panicking out there with what's going on, and I wanted to come together and just give you guys a little bit of information on how the world's wealthiest people think and act and operate during times of economic stress, which is really what we're going on here. I mean, the media has kind of blown it out of proportion. I'm not saying it's not an issue. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm just saying that we need to remain in a state of calmness. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how the wealthy people think and act and operate. and just help you assess where you're at and where you could be going, and some things you guys could be doing to really protect yourself during the down times here. So what I'm going to start with is the first half of this webinar is going to be really wealth mindset training and understanding what's going on. And then the second half, for those who are looking, we're going to show a home-based business model in case you might have been impacted by this. And with, if you're in the hotel industry, if you're in the restaurant industry, if you're in the transportation industry, the airline industry, things of that nature, the retail industry, when things like this happen and the states issue state of emergencies, it can create an immediate impact on the economy. And some of you might be feeling this. So we are going to show a revenue stream and a business model you guys can operate from home, just helping people save money. So that'll be the second half. So why don't I go ahead and get started, guys? I want to really illustrate environment and how wealthy people respond to the environment versus reacting. And I can't think of a better time in history than the Great Depression, right, of the 1920s. And most people watching this, including myself, were not alive during that time, but it's in the history books. And during this time, there was mass panic, there was mass depression, and the stock market dissolved about 90% of its worth almost overnight. And I'm not saying that's what we're doing here. I'm just saying what happens when the masses get panicked, it can really restrict and constrain, and a lot of weird things can happen in a short period of time. And that's what you're seeing here. If you've been out to the grocery stores, you can already see that people are stocking up. And I think that's a smart thing to do, but you can see that it's really having an impact. So we want to make sure that we understand what's going on in a time like this. So what happens is sort of the masses get panicked and they stop spending, they restrict spending, they get scared, and they really stop thinking. But what I want you guys to do here is understand that there's always an equal and opposite good to every bad. It's called the law of polarity. You can't have light without darkness. I couldn't be inside if there wasn't an outside. There's a universal law of polarity that states that everything in the universe has an equal and opposite to it. And that's not my opinion, that's physics and science. So it's no different with something like this. If you look at all the energy from all the people that might not be working right now, or that are soon to not be working, where is that energy going to go? Right? If you have 50,000 people a month driving Uber, like, where are all those Uber drivers going to go? Where are all the restaurant workers going to go? They're going to be looking for alternate sources of income, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when something like this happens, the governments tell you to just kind of stay at home, don't go to public events. They really put the squash on going out in public events. So people are going to be at home. So I just look at that as, okay, you have a massive economic need and people are going to be home. Well, then all that energy, to me, it's going to move towards home-based businesses and making money online, right? So I want you guys to be prepared, and that's what we're going to talk about here tonight. So much like the Great Depression, we want to be able to look at this because there were certain people in the Great Depression that looked at it differently. The Henry Fords, the Thomas Edisons, the Rockefellers. Certain people saw that there was massive economic loss. So that must mean if you look for it somewhere, there has to be an equal and opposite good to it. And that's what I talk about here tonight is, where is the opportunity? How can you protect your family? And how can you weather the storm short term? And you guys have all probably seen the story of the fly, right? And this is what's going on right now. People get blinders on, right? Something like this happens and they just go into panic and they stop thinking. They don't look around them. They just look forward and they keep pushing forward harder and harder and harder. And what they're really not doing is understanding, with a simple shift in awareness, just like the fly in this picture, right? The fly, if it had a consciousness, could simply fly down about 12 inches and out the window to freedom. But the fly is going to sit here and stake its life on breaking through the glass. And that's what's going on right now with people in their mindsets. And that's why it looks like this on the highways, right? It's just people have blinders on, they're not thinking. And I'll give you a really good example. If anybody here is an owner of a restaurant, or you work for a restaurant, and you're used to people coming to your restaurant, and people are no longer going to come to your restaurant, well, right away I say, why don't you just turn your restaurant into a delivery station? And I don't care what your restaurant is. I don't care if you're the 111 Chop House in Worcester. Turn it into a delivery station. Advertise that we're bringing food to your house. Hire a bunch of drivers and bring the food to the people instead of having the people come to you, because the government's telling people don't go to public places. You see what I mean? That's a simple shift in awareness, and it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. But most restaurants right now are not thinking this way. And, this could be a 4 to 6 month thing. It could be in a couple of weeks, but I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. So with a simple shift in awareness, we can do a lot of things. I'll give you another example. I was getting a haircut yesterday, excuse me, and I was talking to my new buddy, Kevin, who does a great job, by the way, cutting hair. And I said, Kev, have you thought about what's going on here? I said, you might want to get a second set of tools, haircutting tools, and make yourself a mobile service, because in the weeks and months ahead, you might actually have to go to people's houses to cut hair. And they said, oh my God, that's a great idea. I said, yeah, I know. So guys, with a simple shift in awareness, you can thrive in this economy. You can thrive in a down economy. So don't be like one of the flies on the sill here. Don't just focus forward. Open up your thinking, open up your mindset, be open to new ideas. There's a million ways to earn money, even during economic downtimes. So what this really means, guys, we're talking about levels of awareness. Levels of awareness, right? And I'm going to use income here because a lot of people relate to income. And if anybody out there, if you're making $50,000 a year, you're not earning $50,000 a year because that's what you want to earn. You're earning $50,000 a year because that's what you're aware of earning. You see the difference? And it could be $50,000 a month, right? Same thing with $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month. Nobody's earning $100K a year because that's what they want to do. They're earning $100K because that's what they are aware of doing, right? My daughter just came in here and told me that these two girls on TikTok that are 15 and 17 are earning $40,000 per video for endorsing things. Think about that. 15 and 17 years old on TikTok, and they're getting paid $40,000 a spot, right? So think about that. That's just a level of awareness using technology. So it's the same thing, $250,000 a year or a month, level of awareness. And if you're earning $50,000 a year right now and you want to get to $250,000 a year, you have to raise your level of awareness. It doesn't even matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what industry you're in at all. It just matters how aware you are. And I'm going to give you some examples coming up here. So it's the same thing when we get to 500,000, a million, even 5 million a year or 5 million a month, right? Well, what happens is we start to disconnect. Like when you're growing up in school, your teachers aren't making $5 million a year. And probably nobody around you is earning $5 million a year. So it seems like a really big number, but it's not a big number. It's just a number, right? It's just levels of awareness. It's what you're aware of doing. And it's not big or small or good or bad. It just is. So what I want to tell you is that 5 million a year, that is a place, that is a frequency, that is those are thought patterns. And in order to get to 5 million a year or whatever you want, $500,000 a year, whatever it is your goals are, in order to get there, you need to go there. You need to think from that place and work backwards. And quite often when I'm working with my clients, I do a little example, right? And I say, okay, if you want to get to $1 million a month, that's $5,000 an hour, right? On a 40-hour week, something like pretty close to that, 40, 50 hours a week, $5,000 an hour. So if you're doing things like grocery shopping, mowing the lawn, anything like that, you're not thinking like a 7-figure a month earner. So you're not going to become a 7-figure a month earner. Does that make sense, guys? So whatever it is you guys are doing, whatever you want to get to, you want to think about that stuff. If you're still, cutting the lawn and grocery shopping, but you're telling people you want to earn $100,000 a month, it's not going to happen because you don't understand the value of time. Does that make sense? So there's a couple things we need to do. And at the end of this first segment, we're going to give you guys an opportunity to join us in the Matrix Mindset Academy, because one thing you have to do is you have to raise your level of awareness through constant spaced repetition of study. Let me say that again. You have to raise your level of awareness studying things that are going to make you wealthy. And you need to do it repetitively, right? So that's why we created the Matrix Mindset Academy. We call it No One Gets Left Behind because it's 67 cents a day. So here's what happens to people in the Matrix Mindset Academy over time. And we have many, many of our clients that have had crazy results. Through the spaced repetition, they think of their goal, they study their goal, they're taking action. And over time, their levels of awareness, just like this chart, raise up. And eventually you can connect the dots. See, Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forwards. Think about that. If you want to get to $1 million a year, you're not going to know how. Right? Think about that. If you knew how, you'd already be there. So you're not going to know how. Everything starts in decision. Now, I personally think this the economy right now, these circumstances, some of the biggest wealth is going to be generated on the way down, with myself included, right? We have systems in place and things in place Our business is going to flourish more now than ever because everybody's looking for answers, right? So this is how it works, guys. And here's the thing. When you get to your goal, whatever it was, 50,000, 100,000 a month, you're going to realize that you could have gone here, right? Guys, there's no such thing as big or small. There's only conscious awareness, right, and relativity. So it's your conscious awareness. If you think $100,000 a month is a lot, then you're probably going to never get to it. But if you learn to minimize it, that's just $1,000 1,000 times, right? So the earth isn't big or small until you compare it to like a golf ball or like the universe. That makes sense. So that's what relativity is. And since we go through the school systems and since we don't know, we think $100,000 a month is a lot because it's relative to what everybody around us is earning, which is probably 50 or 100K a year. Does that make sense, guys? So you got to start to play around with this stuff, and it's the spaced repetition of studying this stuff that's going to help you guys. And that's why, again, we created the Matrix Mindset Academy. So guys, we got to wonder why 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the people. And if those have seen some of our slides before, this is one that we use a lot because this one tends to hit people in the face, right? Why is it that 96% of the world's wealth is earned by 1% of the population? Excuse me. We got to think about this because what's going to happen right now is most people, like 96% of people, are going to take a pretty big hit right now. Either you or your spouse is going to lose your job, you're going to lose income. People aren't going to think, they're not going to move, they're not looking for what's the opportunity. And what I would say to you guys is to start thinking and look for what is the opportunity right now. And I can tell you right now, like I said, home-based businesses where you're staying inside and you're helping people, right? That's a lot of energy is going to go there. So we got to wonder why this is. And the reason for this is we're going to show you here in a little bit. And it's the same thing, guys. 93% of the people in this country get to retirement age and they have to work second jobs to make ends meet. So think about this one. All the elderly people that you see at the Home Depots and the grocery stores and the Walmarts during the day, where are they all going to go now that all these places are shutting down? Think about that. Like all these people that unfortunately have not figured it out during the course of their lives are going to be looking for income. And home-based businesses, like I said, you can teach an 80-year-old person how to run a home-based business right off their phone and laptop. So I think more now than ever, for those of you that have home-based businesses, it's time to put the word out, but from a point of actually helping people, like human to human, heart to heart. Like, I have something that can help you. Let me hold your hand through this. Let me educate you on the model. Let me help you earn some money at home while we're going through these times together, right? So guys, the reason for this is something that we call paradigms. And the fact of the matter is we're simply not taught how to build wealth in school, right? We're taught a little bit of math, a little bit of English, a little bit of history. We're taught to be school teachers is what it is. We're not taught things like decision-making or self-image, or we're certainly not taught wealth building. I mean, I went to school for mechanical engineering, and I've been an architect and a builder and all these things. And I never learned to build wealth until I was in my mid-40s. I mean, think about that. That's almost tragic, right? It's superior traditional education, but inferior results. And it wasn't until I started working with Bob Proctor and studying the wealth mindset, which is what we teach now, that I learned how to start building wealth. And again, guys, we are not taught what a paradigm is, and more importantly, how to change it to serve us. So let's go over the definition of what a paradigm is, because this is fundamentally what you guys need to learn here. Now, a paradigm is just a fancy word for a set of mental programs stored in your subconscious mind, causing all of your habitual behavior. So I'm going to say that again in a few different ways. It's a set of programs stored in your subconscious mind, controlling all of your habitual behavior, right? So I really want you to think about that, because all of your results, your finances, your body, your work, your relationships, all of your results are controlled by this paradigm, this set of programs that have been given to you since birth by your parents and by school and things of that nature, right? So think about a paradigm as like an operating system in this computer right here, right? It's an operating system of you. It's you 1.0, and you have an operating system stored in your subconscious mind, controlling things like walking and breathing and eating. Everything you do, there's programs. You're accessing programs. That makes sense? So when we want to learn and we want to shift that, we have to learn how to rewire the old programming and put in new programmings, right? So smoking is a program. Smoking is not a physical habit, it's a mental habit. And it's stored in the subconscious mind. And if anybody here is smoking, I guarantee that at some point, way back when, you probably can't even remember, you were either around some people that were smoking, or your parents were smoking, or you went to college and they were smoking. Nobody ever just decides to start smoking on their own. They see a societal habit and they get peer pressured into it, or it looks cool or whatever it is. Next thing you know, they're putting cancer sticks in their face one at a time, just killing themselves. I call cigarettes nails because they're nails in coffins, right? Every time you smoke it, it's like pounding another nail in the coffin. And I don't mean that in a bad way, guys, but think about this. Anybody that's smoking, you're not thinking. You're not thinking. And we say, oh, it's a physical habit, I'm addicted. You're not addicted, it's a mental habit. If it got programmed in, it can be programmed out. You just got to understand the subconscious mind and understand how it works, and then shift to something that's healthy, right? So smoking is a habit. Well, guess what? So is wealth building. Wealth building is a habit. And I didn't know this for 43 years. Guys, I'm not judging anybody here. I went 43 years one way, completely ignorant about all this stuff. Multiple divorces. You know, I had $1 million home and lost it. So I'm just here giving this information now because I can, and because like it's getting pretty crazy out there, right? So wealth building is a habit. It's a learned program. It's something you can program in through the spaced repetition of studying. And again, that's why we created the Matrix Mindset Academy. So wealth building is a program, and you want to make a habit of wealth building. Matter of fact, if you're a smoker, you could change the habit of smoking to the habit of wealth building if you want to. All right, guys? So I'm going to show you a little bit about how the 1% thinks and get into the mind a little bit. And then we're going to get into the second half of this and show you guys business you can work from home if you choose that you want to. All right, guys. So this is the way we're programmed. Typical masses, we all go through school. Most of us go to college, and we're programmed to look at our results. Right? You look at your current bank account. When you woke up this morning, what did you look at? You looked in the mirror. You looked at your current present body. You thought about your bank account or the bills, your present relationships. We're taught to look at our results, and the results cause our thinking, right? And the thinking causes our feelings. And for most people, it might not be that good of a feeling. It's, I wish I was earning more. I wish I was a little leaner. I wish I had a six-pack. Wish, right? So it causes the feelings. Now, feeling is nothing more than a word that we use to describe the conscious awareness of the vibration that you're in. I want you to think about that. When I say I feel happy, what I'm saying is I'm consciously aware that my mind and my body are in a high vibration. If I say I feel sad, then I'm saying I'm consciously aware I'm in a low vibration. So depressed people are in a low vibration. People like Richard Branson are in a high vibration. Happy people are in a high vibration, right? So feelings cause results. It causes the body to act or to procrastinate, right? Depressed people procrastinate. People that are active and happy take a lot of action. They produce results. So guys, this isn't your fault. It's not my fault. There's no blame here. It's not the school's fault either. It just is. This is the way we're programmed. What we want to do is teach you guys to think like the 1%. Guys, in the way that we think, every morning I have new thinking. My short-term goal is $10 million a month, right? New thinking. And I'm just constantly daydreaming and getting ideas on moving towards that. So I don't look at my current bank account. I live as if we're already making 10 million a month, right? It's new thinking. And the new thinking is very exciting, right? It's super exciting. Me and my daughter Madison, we're constantly fantasizing about all the places we're going to be in the world, all the properties we're going to have, you know, teaching, coaching, speaking all over the world. We're already doing that, but we're going to magnify that. So we get the new feelings, and it just feels good. It's a high vibration. Well, new feelings cause new actions, right? We get new ideas. We say, well, let's try this. Let's try that. Let's do this webinar. Let's work with this team. We're constantly getting new ideas, new actions, and new actions by law, not by opinion, but new actions cause new results, right? So this is not that complicated to take a look at and understand. New thinking causes new feelings cause new actions, new results. Excuse me, guys. All right, does that make sense? So what we're talking about here is changing your mind, right? We're talking about changing your mind, changing paradigms. And whenever we go to change something, we need to have a good reference of what it is we're changing. Now, when I ask you, what does the mind look like? Most people would say this. It looks like it's the brain, right? The mind is the brain. And guys, your mind is no more your brain than your fingernails or skin, right? The mind is movement. The mind is conscious awareness. The mind connects with the universe, right? So when we say, what does the mind look like? Because we don't have a good picture, we get confused. Does that make sense? And I was very confused about this. When Bob asked me, what does the mind look like? I said the brain, because I'm analytical. Some people, when you say, what does the mind look like? They say, oh, it's spirit. And they're probably more right than I was, right? But since we don't have a reference, we get very confused. So what you're seeing here, guys, is a picture. It's called the stick man. And this is a picture of what your mind looks like, right? You have the conscious mind, you have the subconscious mind, and you have the body. So this is not actually what your mind looks like. Your mind is energy, it's consciousness, it's movement. There is no visual image for it. But what you have here, excuse me, is a reference that you can use, that you can break it down so you can see your conscious, your subconscious, and your body. So whenever we get conscious ideas, like, oh, I want to walk over there, what happens is it accesses the subconscious, and the subconscious drives the body to move into action towards the desired result. Does that make sense, guys? So anytime you want to get a new idea, like I want to make $50,000 a month instead of $5,000 a month, it starts off as a conscious idea, but the body won't take action until it gets planted into the subconscious. Just like when you were young, you never chose the language you were speaking. It was spoken around you, and it went right into your subconscious, and it formed a program called speaking. Does that make sense? So just like I said, the same thing with smoking and wealth building, those things go right into the subconscious mind depending on your environment. All right, guys, so what we teach in the Matrix Mindset Academy is how to master this and how to understand. So we're all born in ignorance, and what happens with most people, like right now, you can see this. Most people are worrying, not even worrying, they're panicking about what's going to happen. Oh my God, this pandemic. And they're just worry. And it causes negative thinking in the conscious mind, right? And negative thinking in the conscious mind causes fear in the subconscious mind. This is a transmutation of energy from the no thing to and through you to the something. So worry and doubt create fear. Fear has to, by law, not by opinion, but by law, progress through your body into the physical form of anxiety. And that's what's going on right now. People are just panicked, their anxiety, their stress levels are way off the charts. And this anxiety eventually causes procrastination. People just freeze. They stop thinking. They stop moving, right? They're just glued to the TV, watching the news, waiting for the next command, right? And instead of thinking, they procrastinate. And procrastination leads to depression over time because we're no longer in a creative state. So you can see right here through this stickman chart how most people are thinking right now. And the reason why I wanted to go live here for everybody is so you can not do that. So you can not panic, so you can make decisions, you can think, keep thinking. Where is the opportunity? How can you help people? Service to many leads to greatness. Like, how can you shift your model to help a lot of people, right? And that's why I wanted to come on tonight and share this stuff with you guys too. And some of you have seen this before, but I want to apply it to the current situation, because right now most people are letting the environment control their thinking instead of thinking to control their environment. You see the difference? So knowledge through study and understanding, which is what we're doing here tonight, leads to positive thinking, and positive thinking leads to faith. So faith and fear are opposite sides of the same thing. They're not two different things. The reason why I say that is you can't have both faith and fear at the same time. You're either fear-based or faith-based at all times. You can't have both. So they're not two separate things. They're opposite side of the same coin, right? Does that make sense? It's the same thing with being inside and outside, unless you're half in and half out. But fear and faith are opposite sides of the same thing. And you're either in a faith-based mindset or a fear-based mindset. Almost all of the population right now is in a fear-based mindset. So they're not going to create. They're going to be a low vibration. They're going to procrastinate, and it's not going to be good, right? So we want to get out there and share this message. It's like, no, you don't have to let the environment control you. Through study and awareness, which is what we're doing here today, we can produce faith and well-being and calmness, which puts the body in motion, which is where we're helping people. We have acceleration, and it puts the body into action, which is the opposite of dis-ease. It's a body at ease. You guys see what we're doing here? So one of the things I've been encouraging people is to share the messaging that I've been sharing. I've been going live almost every day, sharing information about the virus. I mean, this is the flu, right? This is not the plague. It's not Ebola. Now, I'm not trying to minimize it. I know there's people that are, that have passed away from it, but that's no different than the common flu. Every season, like 50,000 people a year die from the flu, from getting, severe cases and from worsening the conditions they have. So we gotta just condition this stuff, right? And it's not Ebola, it's not a life-threatening plague. It's a modified version of the flu, and we just don't have a cure yet. So that's the problem. That's the deal. But we'll get one. It's not an incurable thing. So we want to minimize this stuff and be going live and be talking to people, calming people down, and just having them think and be really pillars for strength. So guys, when you're looking at this here, and a lot of you have seen it before, this is how most people are acting right now. They have doubt, they have worry, they have fear, they have panic, and they're in a state of complete chaos. They're losing control of their income, they're losing control of their stress levels, and they're being affected by the environment instead of working like these people on a faith-based mindset, right? I promise you right now, all of these people, except for Steve Jobs, because he's no longer with us, they're not curling up in a ball because of this virus. Matter of fact, I can guarantee you Bill Gates and Elon Musk are brainstorming on ways to to help, right? To how do we, where's the opportunity, or how do we help the masses through this? So the 1% of thinkers in the world, we always look towards how can we help? What's the solution? We don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. And I want to encourage you guys to do that through the Facebook channels and going live, right? So you can share this information, and it'll really help people just to kind of stay calm. All right, guys, so I want to go through some income strategies. I want to show you guys how the world's wealthiest people think and act and operate, especially during times of crisis like this, right? And there's 3 different forms of income, and you're going to fall into one of these 3 or maybe a couple of them, right? So M1 income is employees, right? That's whether you're working for the state or the government, or if you're a contractor, or an architect or builder. If you have an hourly paycheck, that's M1 income, and it's hourly income, and it's the worst possible way to build wealth. Now, I'm not saying these are bad jobs or bad careers. What I'm saying is it's the worst possible way to build wealth. So don't confuse what I'm saying. If you're passionate about being a roofer, you should do it, but there's no leverage and there's no scale in it unless you own the company, and then it becomes an M2 strategy. So if you're a teacher, even if you're a doctor or a lawyer, it's still M1 income. A high-paid doctor still only makes about $500,000 a year. It's very, very limiting. And they go to 12 years of additional schooling. Think about that. Just think about this. A doctor can go to 12 years of schooling, and a high-paid doctor is earning roughly $500,000 a year with their own practice, unless they own a medical building or something like that. But I just told you these 2 girls, 15 and 17 years old, on TikTok are getting $40,000 per video. Think about that. They're probably making $500,000 a month at 17 years old because they're more aware than the average surgeon. Doesn't that blow your mind? So what's the difference, right? You guys want to become more aware. And this is what we teach in the Matrix Mindset Academy: multiple revenue streams, staying with the times, rolling with the times, being able to adapt, right? So this is all M1 income. The second form of income, guys, is M2 income, right? And this is where you earn money and you take some of that money and you put it to work for you. Maybe you have apartment buildings, maybe you invest in the stock market, or maybe you know somebody that does, and you're earning money off of your money. Now, this is a good strategy, and only about 3% or 3 to 5% of the world has this. But the only downside is if you're going to invest in the stock market, you better know what you're doing, or just give it to somebody who has demonstrated by their results that they know what they're talking about, right? So this is M2. And then, M3 income is where you build up a business. Maybe you have 1,000 apartments, right? And somebody else is running the business, right? So network marketing companies, home-based businesses, which I'm going to show you here in a bit, these are M3 strategies. They start off as M1, where you're doing all the work, and then you get a little bit of a team, and it turns into M2 because you're leveraging. And then when you build it big enough, like my company, right, it starts to just build itself. It passes a tipping point. Now, my network marketing company, my position is so big now that it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. Whether I'm working or not, it's going to keep building because all of these people that I've taught and trained are now running their own businesses, right? But it took 12 months of effort to do that. That's M3 income now. And it's also recession-proof income. And I'm going to show you this in a little bit. So you guys got to take a look at your portfolio, especially now. Now is a wake-up call, by the way. Now, listen, I hope this all blows over in 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to, but I hope it does. And if it does blow over, I would use this as a wake-up call to start building your own economy. If you have a job, get some real estate, have a network marketing company, have some online businesses. Make sure you can pivot during times of economic recession. Don't get caught with your handcuffs again if you're handcuffed now, because it's all choice and it's all out there, right? So guys, there's a science of getting wealthy, and there's a history to the content too. None of what I'm telling you is my opinion. I'm just in the succession of people that have been getting mentored. My mentor is Bob Proctor. He's been studying for 60 years on how wealthy people, the wealthiest people, think and act and operate. And he's been teaching and coaching and training for 60 years. And I'm a student of his, right? And we're carrying the torch and we're teaching companies and individuals how to prosper no matter what the economic times are, right? And he was mentored by Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale was mentored by Napoleon Hill, and Napoleon Hill wrote this book here, Think and Grow Rich. Many of you understand this book. Well, you don't understand it, but you have it, and you might have read it once or twice. If you understood it, you'd be building the life that you want. And this book has made more millionaires and billionaires than any other publication in history, maybe with the exception of the Bible, right? So this information is not my opinion. And you can see here that Napoleon Hill was mentored by Andrew Carnegie, who was the first recorded billionaire. So the lineage of the history of the stuff I'm talking about, it's not my opinion. It's literally the science of how wealthy people think and act and operate. So everything I'm showing you here is really based on that. All right, guys, now this is going to really open up your eyes. And I want you to think about this. If you're watching this, pay attention, put your phone down, right? Wealth is 95% mindset and 5% what you do. 95% mindset and 5% what you do. Now, some of you are going to reject this idea. Well, that can't be. What do you mean 95%? Like, I'm in real estate. I'm a realtor. I'm going to show you some examples, right? Oh, I got some repeats here on the slide. Just bear with me. Getting pretty dramatic there. So you can be a stock investor, right? You can be on the New York Stock Exchange, and you can be a stock trader. Or you can be a stock trader. Think about that, right? You can be a stock trader, or you can be Warren Buffett, who is a stock trader. Now, he's also a global mergers and acquisitions genius, but the point is, the only difference in that scenario is a level of awareness and a mindset, right? We can look at some other industries. You can be a realtor, you can be in real estate, right? And there's a lot of people probably watching this that are realtors or in real estate. Or you can be in real estate in a different way with my main man, Uncle G, Grant Cardone, right? Now, there's a lot of things about Grant that I don't resonate with, but you can't deny the guy's coming up on $1 billion in net worth and assets in real estate. So what's the difference? It's mindset and awareness, right? Mindset and awareness. Everything, 95% mindset, right? And it's levels of awareness. So a lot of you guys are in network marketing, right? Here's a picture of the GoPro Master. I go to this every year. And there's about 140 million people globally that are in the profession of network marketing, although most of them don't treat it like a profession. So you can be in network marketing, or you can be in network marketing. If you don't know who this is with Grant Cardone, this is Alex Morton. He's a young gentleman. He's earning over $1 million a month in network marketing. And the reason why I bring Alex up is because he personally trains one-on-one with my mentor, Bob Proctor. So we're both mentees of Bob Proctor. So guys, when I tell you that it's 95% mindset, that's not just a cute saying. I'm not just making that up, right? It's 95% mindset. Whatever it is you guys are doing, it's 95% mindset. So guys, I want you to imagine, as we get done the first half of our seminar here, I want you to imagine what your life would be like if you were able to raise your level of awareness, joining a community of people to start to think like the 1%. Where would your life be 6 months, a year from now, from starting to study and learn how Warren Buffett thinks and acts and operates? I mean, really think about this. What would your life look like? Where would your network marketing company be? Where would your real estate company be? Where would your assets be? Where would you be vacationing? Where would you live? You know, if you could get to 20,000, 50,000 a month, whatever your goals are, there is no such thing as big or small. We already talked about that. I want you to imagine for once in your life where your life would be 6 or 12 months from now if you were to join a group of like-minded entrepreneurs that understand this information, right? Because that's what we're doing here, guys. We're showing you something called the Matrix Mindset Academy, right? And what this is, myself and my daughter, Madison, she's 23 years old. She's crushing life. Many of you know her. She was just recognized on stage in front of 118 countries, I believe, for earning our company over $100,000 a month, 3 months in a row. And that's just one of the revenue streams she has, right? So you guys can join the Matrix Mindset Academy. We call it No One Left Behind, just by texting MMA, right? Matrix Mindset Academy. Text MMA to 484848. All right. If you want to join us, and there's a code you can put in for a 30-day free trial. It's just a group of people every single day. We're coaching on this material. We go Facebook Live every single day. You can look at them. They're recorded. They're in the units in the back office. And we also have a webinar on Monday nights that's an hour long where you can come ask me and Madison business advice, really any advice, but wealth mindset training advice. There's nothing anywhere in the world that exists like this. There's nobody that's all. We charge $19 a month once you after the 30 days for 67 cents a day. There is nobody out there that's teaching this stuff for that, for 67 cents a day. So I encourage you to try it out. If after the 30 days you don't resonate, then don't stay. We're not looking for people to just join, right? We want you to get value, right? We call this No One Left Behind for a reason. Up until now, there has not been an outlet where you could learn this information for less than like $1,000 a month. People do high level coaching. They don't do masses coaching, right? So we created this program, the Matrix Mindset Academy, for the masses so that nobody gets left behind. So guys, text MMA to 484848 and you'll get a code that comes up. It'll a little landing page. And here's what I want you to do. When you get to the access code and you're checking out, type in MMA30 gift, right? MMA30 gift, all capital, and you'll get a 30-day free trial. All right, guys, so that's the first part of our seminar here where we showed you a little bit about the wealth mindset and what to do in the economy here. It's good to, whether it's working your home-based business that you have or finding a new one, doing things from home, there's a lot of ways to make money right now, and it pays to raise your level of awareness and understand what's going on. So we're going to move into the second phase of our training here in a webinar. And what I want to show you guys, for those who would like an additional revenue stream, is a home-based business called VIV. So this is the business that myself and my daughter work. And again, if you already have a network marketing company, you can probably leave the webinar. We're not looking to take people from other companies. This is only for people that do not have a home-based solution. Right, I want to show you a home-based solution that's has to do with lowering people's bills, so it's really in harmony with what's going on. So if you have your company already, you probably don't need to watch this section, all right, guys? And if you're on a watch party here, get with the person who invited you, and they can show you, more than likely they can show you what this business model is all about. So VIV is a company that stands for Life Better. VIV is Latin for live, so the tagline is Live Life Better. And VIV is an electronic platform, or it's a digital platform, almost like a Shopify store, right? And it's very similar to Uber or Airbnb. We're using technology to really revolutionize a couple of industries. And Uber, up until a couple of weeks ago, was really revolutionizing the taxi industry, right? They used technology to change an entire industry to the tune of about $50 billion globally, right? And the same thing with Airbnb. They don't own any hotels. They use technology to revolutionize the entire hotel industry, right? And it's the same thing with VIV. VIV is a technology platform, and we are revolutionizing the way people pay bills. Now, guys, I want to ask you a question, and this is kind of a loaded question. Who do you know that uses electricity? Right? Who do you know that uses internet? Who do you know that has a cell phone, home security, TV, dish, satellite, right? Whether it's friends and family or even businesses. Who do you know that uses electricity? Because what we're doing, guys, is it's a program called Autopilot. It's a negotiation service. We are simply taking people's existing bills and lowering them. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. So if you look at the economy right now, we have all these people looking for income. And we have all these people that have to stay home. So why not stay home, start a business, reach out to everybody and help them lower their bills? Because guess what? All those same people now are needing to lower their costs. So our particular business model, we don't sell a product. We simply take your bills and lower them. And the fact of the matter, guys, is there's over $60 billion a year being overcharged to people like you and I on things like cell phone, cable, and electric, right? So this service, it's called Autopilot. Actually, let me back up a second because there's an example here. I want you to really think about this. Think about your internet bill. Think about your internet bill. For those of you that have been paying a bill for like 10 years, right? Some of you are probably not old enough, but for those of you who have, our internet bills used to be like $29 a month, right? And over the past decade, they've gone up and up and up and up and up. And all of a sudden we're at like $239 a month, right? $300 cell phone bills. And we just kind of got lulled to sleep over time because we need these things, right? So these have been going up and up and up. And up until now, we haven't had a solution. Well, the VIV company has a nationwide network of professional negotiators. And all they do is they take your existing bills. You can see here, you can run this off your phone as a home-based business. You click on electricity, you click on cable, you click on cell phone, and then whatever bills you have, you simply take pictures of the bills and we upload them onto the platform. And then from there, the VIV negotiators take your bills and they negotiate them down on your behalf. So I want to be ultra clear here, guys. We are not switching providers, right? There's some other companies out there where they'll say, hey, you're on AT&T, switch to Verizon and we'll lower it. That's not what we're doing at all. We do not switch to providers. We do not lower services either. We literally take your existing bill, you keep paying your bill, we negotiate it down, you just pay less for your same exact services, whether it's residential or commercial. Does that make sense, guys? So I want to be clear, we are the only company in the country, network marketing company, that's doing this. We have zero competition with this inside of the network marketing industry. All right, and here's an example of what happens when somebody saves money. This is my dad, dear old Ray, right? And he's in his mid-70s and he's down there in Pennsylvania, and he was a little skeptical, but since I'm his son, he trusted me. You can see here that we uploaded his Comcast bill, and he saved over $1,200 over 24 months. So guys, think about this now. People are going to be scratching and clawing to reduce their monthly bills. This is not like 10 bucks a month. This is significant, especially for people with fixed incomes, right? And I have another example here. This is one of my realtors, and you can see here, we saved her over $1,800, again, on a Comcast bill over 24 months. And you can see more specifically, it was over almost $80 a month, right? But we also got her an upgrade. It was 8 times faster on her internet speed as a free upgrade. And she also got free Netflix, all right? Now, guys, the way this particular model works, it doesn't cost our clients anything to upload their bills. It's a zero cost service. It costs nothing to upload the bills. When we go to work and lower your bills, we split the savings. That's how the model works. So whether it's your grandmother with a cell phone bill or the General Electric company with a $1 million electric bill a month, we go to work, whatever we save, we split the savings. That makes sense? It's cut and dry. It's that simple. So we work on contingency. So I want you to think about this. Right? I don't have to convince people to use a cell phone. I don't have to convince people to use internet. All these businesses right now, they need to claw back money. They need to lower their operating costs, lower their electric, lower their phone, lower their cable, lower their internet. And they can do it for free through us. And we can do this over the phone and over Zoom. We can stay at home and do this. You guys see how this fits, fits right into what we're doing here with the economy? So I want you guys to really think about that as we move forward. Now, guys, we do have a bunch of other things on the platform. We have a very robust travel portal. I don't think many people are going to be traveling soon, so that one might slow down. But we also have this, right? We have something called Metacall, and I want you to really think about this one. We have a service where you can stay at home and have access to doctors nationwide, right? All the hospitals, all the doctors are encouraging everybody to stay home. Do not come to the hospitals, right? Call your physician. Don't spread this thing around. So now here we have a Zoom-based version, right? It's called Medi-Call, and it's in all 50 states, where if you have symptoms, you can literally log in, talk to the doctor, they'll prescribe right over the Zoom, and you can have somebody deliver it to you. So more now than ever, think about a business where you can stay home, call your friends, lower their bills for free, and say, by the way, for 69 bucks a month, we have this Medi-Call service. It has a travel portal and a whole host of other features, and you and your family are protected during the time of need here. You guys see how this really fits in today's economy? So we have Medi-Call. We also have something as a pro member, which is what that is part of, called Outreach. And this is actually a digital tool that helps build this business, right? So if you see this and you want to start a home-based business, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. We actually have a little app on your phone that you can text people videos. You can say, hey, I was just thinking of you. The economy's a little tight. I can help you reduce your bills. Check out this 2-minute video. You text them the video. This little app right here will tell you when they watch the video, how much of the video they watched, and if they start watching other videos. So I want you to picture, like on Saturdays, I take 1 hour and I reach out to people. I'm sending out invites, and my little app here, it's telling me in real time who's watching what and for how long. So it just allows me to run my business very, very efficiently. And this is all part of a pro membership. All right, guys, so we have a whole host of things for residential and commercial. What I'm going to show you here is the commercial side of our business model. And again, right now, I mean, your local dry cleaner, the pizza store, the package store, everybody that you know that you've been doing business with is looking to cut costs, right? So there are 3 phases to what we can do for a business. The first thing we can do is the bill negotiation, right? We can lower their internet, lower their electricity, lower their cable, things of that nature, just like we can for a residential. The second thing we can do, if a company is medium size or larger, if they're doing over $100,000 a year in utilities like water and sewer and electricity, then we can go in for free and we can audit their bills. We can audit sewer, water, gas, electric, cable, phone. We can audit things like trash removal, cleaning services, magazine subscriptions. There's over 30 items that we can audit for free and lower those costs going forwards. And we can also do up to a 4-year look back on monies that they've been overcharged in the last 4 years. So again, I want you to really think here, going out to a restaurant and saying, hey, listen, times are tight. Let us audit your bills. Let us look backwards. We'll claw some money back for you. We can put more money in your pocket during these lean times. Like I'm telling you, there has never been a better time in the history of this company than now with the economy, what's going on, to start this home-based business and just start helping people out, right? I'm just reaching out, helping people. And guys, the third thing we have in the commercial space is we have a suite of energy efficiency products, right? So companies that have heating and cooling, which is everybody, or if they have walk-in coolers and freezers, we are able to retrofit these little units on. They're warranted for life. They're guaranteed for life. There's no moving parts, and it doesn't void any warranties. And these little guys here are guaranteed to reduce electricity costs, energy costs by 10 to 30%. So again, this is not a small impact. This is a massive impact. And I want to give you guys an example of what that looks like as a VIV consultant from a commission point of view. We had a consultant put together a 117 location convenience store chain. It saved the client over $500,000 a year every single year forever. These are not small numbers. This is massive impact, right? And this was a $60,000 commission for the VIV Life consultant. Right, guys? So I like to say our network marketing company, we are different than every other company out there for 3 reasons. Number one, I don't have to sell you on the idea of using your cell phone or your internet. You're going to do that anyway. Number 2, we do have the ability to do large commercial 5, 6, and 7-figure commissions, large commercial contracts, right? And number 3, everything from 18-year-old kids with cell phone and internet all the way up to large commercial contracts, we have something for everybody. I want you to think about that, right? And number 4, guys, we're saving people money, right? We don't, almost 90% of what we do, there's no cost to it. right? We work on contingency. We're helping people first and getting paid second, which is in harmony with the law of compensation. All right, guys, so I want to show you a little bit about how this works. What this is, again, this is a business in a box, right? We have some of the best technology in the entire network marketing industry. You get all of your marketing, all of your branding, your ability to upload bills, your ability to track your customers, your ability to do trade shows, although I don't think anybody will be doing trade shows anytime soon. You get landing pages for things like ClickFunnels for social media. We have every single thing you need with your own branded website that you can work off of your phone or off of a computer. And it's all part of that business in a box, right? So let me quickly go through the ways we earn, and I'm going to actually show you how to get registered and how you guys can get started if you see this business model. So there's only two things that we do in VIV, right? We enroll a handful of customers, whether it's your friends, your relatives, your family, maybe your place of business. We get some personal customers, and then we teach other people how to do the same thing. All right, guys, it's very, very straightforward. Who do you know that's got a cell phone? Who do you know that has internet? And who do you want to help in your family? Right, so we're building sales teams all over the country, and there's 5 different ways that we can earn with VIV. Right, the first way that we earn is upfront commissions, right? We get everything from $75 for a pro membership all the way to what you saw was a $60,000 commission in commercial, and even up to 6- and 7-figure commissions in large commercial contracts. So again, everything from 18-year-olds with cell phones and internet all the way to professional salespeople in big industries. The second way we earn is something called a fast track bonus, and this is when you go out and get a few customers, right? It's $189 startup at $69 a month, and just by putting a couple of customers in, you get $150 back, and your business is in the black by following a few key steps. All right, guys, so the second way we get paid is residual level pay. Now, this is the part where it goes into M2 and M3 income. Remember I told you about that? We get paid on every single bill that we input every single month as long as those people remain a customer. And again, I told you, people don't stop paying their internet and cell phones. So we have a 90-something% retention ratio. I want you to think about that. As you're building a book of business part-time from home, you're going to get paid every single month on all the bills that you put in and all the bills that you show other people how to put in, right? It's like building a sales team. And you can see here, we get paid to unlimited width. Right? What that means is I can show 5 people how to do this. I can show 50 people. I can show 50,000 people. We get paid to unlimited width, and we get paid 6 levels deep in overrides every single month on all of those stores nationwide. All right. So this is like building a massive Dunkin' Donuts explosion, right? So you can have your little VIV store, and you can teach people how to do the same thing. And when I say you can teach people, it's really us teaching people. I'm one of the trainers in the company, one of the founders, and it's really not up to brand new people to teach. It's up to them to show people, show little videos, pique some interest, maybe bring them to a webinar like this. And then we have webinars every week that show people how to get their business up and running. All right, guys? The third way we get paid is something called weekly base pay. And weekly base pay takes the place of one-time bonuses. Right? Most network marketing companies, they have a one-time bonus. You make a rank advance. You might get $5,000, you might get $10,000, you might even get a $50,000 bonus, but it's one time, right? And what that does is that spikes your income up for 1 month, and then you come crashing right back down to the normal number of, whatever you were making, $5,000 the month before. And that can be an emotional roller coaster. What we have is weekly base pay. And if you think about this, you are always, always, always better to get a weekly pay raise forever than you are a one-time bonus. Now, companies would rather give you a bonus because it's in their best interest to just pay you once. And we think it's a big deal because, I got an extra $10,000. You're way better off getting a $50 a week increase for life than $10,000 one time, right? $100 a week is $5,000 a year. Over 10 years, it's $50,000, right? And over 20 years, it's $100,000. So you're way better off getting weekly base pay increases, and that's what we do here. And you can see here, it starts off small, but it does go up to $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 a week as we're building our businesses bigger and bigger and bigger. And just to give you an example, guys, I've been working this business part-time, but seriously for a little bit over a year, and I'm at coming up on this gold partner rank, right? So this is not something that we put, 40 hours a week in. I put 5 to 7 hours a week. It's something I build on the side, but it is a recession-proof business model for times just like this. All right, guys. The fourth way we get paid is generation pay, and this is leadership pay. This takes over when you hit the rank of pace setter, and it starts to pay out dozens or even hundreds of levels deep based on generation over generation. And this is, again, this is more of a leadership way we get paid. And the last thing here, guys, is the leadership pools. And what you're seeing here is 2% profit sharing at the partner level and another 2% profit sharing at the executive level. So again, these are leadership pools. So I think you can agree here. We have upfront pay, we have residual pay, we have weekly pay, we have generation pay, and we have quarterly profit sharing checks, again, for people that are building bigger businesses. So it is one of the most robust payment plans that I've ever seen, and I think you guys will agree here. All right, guys, so there's a few ways we can get started with VIV. Now, everybody in our team, they're pro consultants. And in order to be a pro consultant, it's $189 one time, and it's $69 a month. So it's a very low cost of operating your business, right? It's $189 one time, and it's $69 a month. And it lets you get paid all 5 ways that I just showed you. It gives you the travel portal, it gives you the MetaCall, it gives you the outreach app, it gives you the rewards points. We get paid all 5 ways, right? So it's a very low cost entry to run a business where we can be helping people starting tonight, right? This thing starts up in like 15 minutes. I'm going to show you how to do that. And we can be up and running and helping people over the next couple of days together. All right, guys, so VIV Pro Consultant, you can see all the different things here that are the benefits for doing that. All right, guys, so again, it's $189. Now, if you see this model and you're not sure and you just want to be a customer, I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you want to try this out, what I would say to you is just enter your bills. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute and let those come through. The average savings is, I think, somewhere between $900 and $1,000 for a VIV customer. And again, it doesn't cost you anything to become a customer. The $189 is if you're going to start a business. So 2 totally different things. You can be a customer for free, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Or if you want to be your own customer, you can become a pro consultant and pay the $189 and $69 a month and start running your business. And I will personally be the one coaching you and teaching and training you. All right, guys, so you're able to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. Now, if you're watching a watch party right now, what I want you to do is get with the person who invited you. I have other people that are in my team that are in VIV, and if they invited you to a watch party, make sure you turn off the webinar now, get with them, reach out to them. They will show you how to enroll in this company and to work with them. All right, guys. For those of you that are coming to this webinar that don't have a home-based business and you're not already in VIV, what I'm going to show you here is how to join my team, how to work with us here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch screens, so just bear with me for a second. All right, let me just bear with me, guys, while this comes up. I want to make sure we can see it on the Facebook feed. All right. I think we're looking good here. So, guys, if you don't have a home-based business and if you want to join myself and Madison's team here, well, actually, Madison has her own webinar going on right now. If you want to join my team, what you're going to do is go to bmkassociates.justviv.com. And what I'll do is when we end this, I will type it in the chat on the Facebook feed. I can't do it now because I'm on the Zoom feed. But you go to bmkassociates.justviv.com. And what you do is you click on the Enroll Now button, right? Now, whether you want to be a customer or a business partner, it's the same thing, right? You click on residential, you click the state that you're in, click Continue. And what you're going to do here is enter the bills that you have. If you have an electricity bill, if you have a bundled service like Comcast where it's phone, internet, and TV, if you have a separate internet, if you have a cell phone, you click on that. If you have a security system, satellite radio, pest control, I mean, we do a lot of things, water delivery. And if you have something you don't know, you can click on Other and upload that as well. right? So guys, when you do this, you're going to need your bills. You're going to need your bills. So if you want to join tonight, there's two things you can do. You can enter your bills now, or you can enter them later. But if you do have your bills, all you're going to do is either scan them, get them on your computer, or you can take pictures with your cell phone and email them to yourself. All right, guys, so we got to get a digital picture of both sides, front and back, very clear of your bills. And again, if you just want to be a customer, you would do this. Click on the bills. You would proceed to checkout. You'd fill out your name, right? And I'm going to go through this here. You drag and drop your bills, just like uploading pictures to Facebook. All right, guys, so I'm going to back up for a second here, because for those of you that would like to be business partners, to start a business and to work with me, you're going to click on Pro Consultant right here at the same time. That's the only difference. And that way you will be your own customer and you'll be moving towards your fast track bonus. So for those of you that do want to become a business partner, you click on this here, click on the Pro Consultant, proceed to checkout. Again, fill out your name, last name, all that stuff. If you have an electric bill, right, you're going to click on Switch Me as soon as possible if you don't have another provider, and you just drag and drop your electric bill right in here, right from your desktop, right from the email. It's that simple. And let me see if I can actually show you guys. I can, yeah, here we go. So you're going to drag and drop your bill just like that. You'll see it turn green if it uploads okay. All right, guys. Now, if you have a bundled service like, I don't know, Xfinity or something, you type in the provider. Now, guys, a lot of times you might need a PIN number. And you can see here for Xfinity, it's optional, right? And then you drag your Xfinity bill on. Drag and drop, just like adding a picture. If you have an internet bill, same thing. Maybe you have AT&T, right? This one here, you need a PIN number. Again, you might have to call your provider, get the PIN number, and then you drag and drop the bill. So you guys can see how this works, right? You just upload all your bills to the platform. And then when it comes down here, guys, you're going to type in your gender, because that's for the Medi-Call, right? As a pro member, you get the travel, you get the Medi-Call, and you get the outreach app, right? You type in your birthday, you type in a personal website. This would be, I just used my name or use your company. This is your personal VIV business, right? It could be, you know, savingenergy.justviv.com or savingmoney.justviv.com, whatever it is, or it could be your name. It doesn't really matter, but that's going to be your own personal website. All right, guys, so you fill that out, and then you'd come down here and you'd fill out your credit card info. So the reason you're filling out your credit card, because again, if you're going to be a business partner, it's $189 one time right now, and it's $69 a month. But also as a customer, don't forget, if we save you $100 a month, we are going to bill you $50 a month on your credit card. All right, guys, so I want to be ultra clear. The way that VIV makes its money, we split the savings with you. But this is all dead money. You're not going to go and negotiate this yourself. You're not trained to do it. You don't know what to say or how to do it, right? So it's all dead money. You're not going to access without the program. So when we save money, when we go to work on your behalf, we split those savings with you. All right, guys, so you're going to fill out your credit card info, and you're going to click on the boxes confirming your membership and your negotiation. And I can't go forward from here because I'm not actually enrolling, but you just read the terms and conditions, you click that you agree, and then you come down the bottom here. Make sure you're checking off these boxes, and you accept and pay now. All right, guys, so what happens then is you're going to get a series of emails. And let me just switch here. You're going to get a series of, let's see. There we go. You're going to get a series of emails from the VIV company. It's going to have your website. It's going to give you directions. And what I want you guys to really do is follow those directions and also reach out to me. I'm going to see it in my back office. I'll get notified. I'm going to see who you are. I'll be reaching out to you. I am going to personally train anybody that signs up. I'm going to take you under my wing. We're going to teach you wealth mindset training. We're going to get you in the Matrix Mindset Academy. We're going to show you how to build this business model together and lock arms during this time of confusion and panic with other people. All right, guys. So again, if you want to join the Matrix Mindset Academy, you can text MMA to 484848, and you'll get a landing page. You'll get instructions. That's the wealth mindset training. And what we're doing here is we're giving you the training for your mind and also a tool to build a business. You see what we're doing? If I just gave you the business with no mindset training, you'd probably treat it like a hobby instead of a business. All right, guys. So hopefully you've gotten some value out of what we're doing here. Hopefully you got some value from the training. If you do want to join me in business, go ahead and click on that. I'm going to leave this post up on my Facebook page. You can go right through it with the instructions. And again, I'll be looking to see who joins here tonight, and I will reach out to you. We'll get on a strategy session, a coaching call. Like I said, I'm the number 2 income earner in the company, number 2 position. I'm one of the top trainers, and I don't say that to impress you. It's more to impress upon you that I only use about 5 to 7 hours a week in and amongst all my other companies, so I can teach you how to replicate that model for yourselves, because I'm sure you have busy lives as well. So we teach a very highly efficient model. All right, guys, so make it a great day. Be well. God bless. Again, make sure you're going live and keeping everybody calm. Keep people calm, right? Help them out, save them some money, give them some education, and we can all work together in this model. All right, guys, make it a great Sunday night. I hope you get some value. Be well, and God bless. We'll see you soon.